Hey y'all, I'm here as requested. That's right, KJ is back. After getting asked to host Girls Night and to add more episodes to the channel, I decided to ease back into this. Just because y'all missed me, that's it. So, I finally opened this microphone thing that I bought. I set the shit up, but guess what? I don't know how to work it, so it's going back inside the box. Once I get the hang of things again, I'm gonna come up with a name for these sessions right here. Right now, I can't think of what to call it. I have mind brain, so maybe you guys can give me some suggestions. I finally got some peace and quiet, so today I figured I'll hit you guys with an episode. So I'm not giving y'all no video right now because I spit. And I don't want y'all to be like, what the hell? Why is she recording this? This is crazy. I don't like doing it anyway. So if you guys hear me pausing, then that's what that means. I gotta spit. But whatever. So, what have I been up to? After my last session months ago, I found that I was pregnant. I'm still pregnant. My baby boy will be here just in time for the summer, and we're gonna be outside, okay? Right now, I'm just trying to master mommy slash wife mode in my current condition, which include balancing the personalities of three children and a husband, all while trying to be a calm woman. And that shit's hard. On top of that, I'm trying to prepare myself and everybody else for the new arrival. It's very interesting in my house right now. But after reading some of the emails that I've been getting, thank you guys. I love y'all so much because I love reading them and they just be keeping me going. It makes me sit down with a pencil and a paper and just think and think and think. And then I come home and I put them inside my bin and I don't do nothing with them until the next time I think about them. But thank y'all so much. It just shows that you guys love me so much. But after reading the emails and having conversations about how I be doing this thing called parenting that's so hard where there's no rule book to, I decided to just talk about it. So let's go. I'm just gonna go over the questions that I get the most. I got them in like order, whatever. But the most question that I always get asked is parenting. How do I parent different age groups of children? And it's fucking hard. Like, I have a teenager, and he don't want nothing to do with us. He's into his sports, being with his friends, and oh my god, the girls. Every time he wanna go out, he be like, the girls, the girls, the girls. And I just be telling him, like, boy, I don't care about them girls. Like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm still trying to keep him under the umbrella, but he's like, no, mom, I gotta do this and I gotta do that. So that's dealing with that. And then he always acting shy, whatever, when he don't want to tell me nothing, which is crazy because if he know like I know, I'm going to find out everything. Then I got the girls. My girls are pretty close in age, but they're about 3 years apart. So me and them, they're like my little best friends. Usually I can get them to do like the things that I want them to do still. I still, put Cassidy, my baby Cassidy. I put her little opinion in. I let her pick things. But for the most part, I still kind of have control over what they wear and the things that they do. I have control over what they all do, but they don't give me as much lip as the teenager, y'all. The teenager, he's the one. It's just, teenagers are hard. If y'all got any advice for parents and teenagers, please let me know. Like, just come on. Come join me. We could talk about this all together. But the girls make it easy. Sometimes they all fight, though. It's annoying. One child do something that annoy the other child or whatever. It's just, it gets ridiculous at one point. It drives me freaking crazy. But I set times up together, put times down for like, I call it power hour for us all to come together and we all, discuss different things as far as like what we having for dinner and what we gonna do this week. And that works for us for right now. We'll see what happens as time goes on. The next question I got was the birds and the bees, which is tough too because at this age you don't know when, not even this age, it's this time and day Because when I was younger, you got that talk, maybe for the girls at least, when you got your cycle and things like that. I have a son who's a teenager, and it's like you don't want to think that they out here doing this, but you got to prepare him anyway. So when I first used to bring it up to him, he used to try to play me like I didn't know what I was talking about, and it was yucky, and it was he wasn't thinking about it the whole time. The boy had the messages and all this other stuff. He had a little girlfriend, quote unquote, and it was just a lot. So I would get I get my brothers and my husband and to talk to him about that kind of stuff, and he would try to fade him, but he's one. I don't know, them Virgo men, boys, male species. They're a piece of work because he would try to play on that intelligence, but you got to really let him know that you know what's going on for him to be like, all right, yeah, this is what's up. So I just have, if he's not going to talk to me about it, I'm just glad that he has other outlets that he can go to and he feel comfortable to talk to it about. Of course, they're going to come back and tell me they better or whatever. But I think I saw something on the internet and it's called the Mommy and Me Journal for the girls. I think that's a good idea because the things that they can't verbally say or whatever, or they scared to say, they can just write it down. And as a parent, you're not supposed to judge them, just guide them. That's how I look at it. But definitely the teenagers, y'all need to have that talk with them. Don't be sitting here assuming because such and such stay in a house all the time, she ain't doing nothing, so you don't need to have that talk. Or your son is just he not into that, he want to play the game, or he's at football, whatever, that he's not into that, because that don't even be the case sometimes. Just present it. That's all I can say because baby, these kids are sneaky as hell. I then got asked a lot about friendships with my kids or building friendships with the kids, and yes, me and my kids for the most part we have a great bond. Like, yes, we do. We have great strong bonds. I have great bonds with all my kids. My girls, shoot, can I be like, Mom, play best friend? We be in the car jamming. That's my best friend. Like, we be killing it. We got our little dances and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm the parent and you're the child, and I always gotta let that be known because I don't ever want them to try to play me and take it overboard or things like that, because at the end of the day, you're going to always respect me as your mother. Now, when I say they my little best friend, everybody be like, oh, you're my broke best friends, whatever. Like, they my girls. I'm with them every day. That's my son. I'm with them every day. Like, even though he don't want to be with me every day, he want to just chill and be in his room or whatever, but I catch him coming in my room sometimes, like, Mom, what you doing or whatever, how you doing? Or just sitting around me, and like that right there, we just be chilling. I ask him all different things. Like, some he'll open up, but everything, I gotta pry it out of him. But it's great to have that great connection with your children. Like, just because he's getting older, I don't want him to slip away from me, or I don't want to just be like, oh, he good when he get 15. Oh, he does. No, I'm still going. I don't baby him, but I'm here. I always let my kids know, like, I'm here, or if they feel any type of way, they can always come and talk to me about whatever. I got to turn my face off because my face be giving all the damn emotions and everything. But at the end of the day, I'm here for whatever you may need me for. I'm here, and it's like I just need them to know that. So I'm very open. When they come to me, it's just like, okay. Like, sometimes Sherrod will be like, yo, Mom, this girl, or he'll show me his little girl, that girlfriend or whatever they want to be called. He wants to call them. And right now, he doesn't call him his girlfriend. He only had one girlfriend that I knew about, and he'll talk about it or whatever. I finally found out who she was. He said they was dating for years. I'm like, years? What the hell? What you mean years? And then I got little Miss Cassidy. That's her. She's into the girly stuff. Whatever. I could talk to her. She want to talk about makeup and stuff. But you know what? She asked me the other day. She was like, Mom, my friend is. I'm not gonna say her friend name, but y'all know who her friend is. My friend like this boy, like boys. I said, well, what do you like? She gonna say, I mean, I like boys too, because you're not supposed to like girls. I was like, girl, hush. I don't even want to hear no more. So then she was like, no, we just. I said, so why you like this boy? He said, because we was at lunch and he gave this girl some hot Cheetos. And then when I came, he said, Cass, did you want hot Cheetos? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I need those back because these is for Cass. I said, oh, you know what, Cass, you shout out. I said, well, did you at least share? She was like, well, she was eating them before I got to the table, but so she already had some. I was like, okay, that's crazy. He was like, she was like, but I shared with my friend. I said, okay, that's good, but whatever. Long story short, just listen to them. They conversation, especially the 6 and 7 year olds, even my 3 year old, their conversations be so crazy. Just listen to them. They're gonna appreciate that, and like that's gonna make your bond stronger. You give them a little feedback, a little yeah, They gonna understand. They gonna be like, oh yeah, this is my girl. I can talk to her. This is my mom. My mom is my girl, whatever. But don't get it messed up. I'm your mom, and that's it. Another thing is keeping up with the times. Now I have a hard time with that, mm, because it's not really. I don't really have a hard time, but it's like, where do you cross the line? Like the hairstyles. Oh my goodness. When I was younger, you couldn't really wear the hairstyles that the young girls are wearing today. I never thought about putting a weave in my hair. These girls these days, and I'm talking 12, 13, they have like sew-ins, like closures, like their hair looks just like how I would get my hair done. When I was 13, I had like braids and ponytails probably with the braids and stuff all over them. That was it. Hey, baby, now their hair be looking better than mine. And it's just like, oh, all right, okay, now we doing this. I was in the nail salon one day, and a little girl, she had to be about in the 8th grade. She was like my son age, because she asked me about, was I his mom? She was in the nail salon getting her eyelashes done. And I'm just like, is that like what age? Like, is that okay? Like, what age is that too grown? Because Cassidy be trying to glue her little eyelashes on, and every day before she go out to school, I gotta pluck them drinks off. Like, girl, you're not wearing this to school at all. So it's like now, like the girls, they wear makeup. Everything is like younger. So it's like, yeah, you keeping up with the times. You don't want your kid to be, out. What is it called? Outdated or whatever. I don't know what they really call it, but what age? Like, what age is this? So then I was like, okay. It's just like all the trends are different. Even about going outside. Like my son be trying to stay outside all night, and I be like, no. Like, but then it's like, am I being a good mom or I'm being a bad mom? Like, what time are you supposed to let your child come in the house? What's what kind of hairstyles are you supposed to give your kids? Like, what are these kids supposed to really be doing? And it's like, really, you got to use your own judgment, and it depends where you at and what's going on around you for you to make those kind of decisions. Because if I'm here and I got family that lives in Florida, there are things, what they got going on is a little different from what I got going on. Or even if I live in the city and I got parents that don't, family that don't live in the city, they allow their kids to do different things. Oh, y'all can stay outside as long as y'all stay in the cul-de-sac, whatever. In the city, it ain't no cul. They want to be all the way on the other side of town. And it's like, you can't. You know what time you got to be home. Now these kids want to catch the bus and Uber every damn where. Before it was, I'm gonna see if my mom and dad could take me. In my case, I'm going with my friends, so it's like we're gonna see if they dad or their mom can drop us off and bring us back. We had to have a ride there and back. Now my son be like, no, we gonna Uber. Last week he was like, oh, I'm catching a bus, and I was like, what? But let me ask him to catch the bus someday where he gonna be like, oh nah, I can't catch no bus. So at the end of the day, Sherrod, don't be telling me to pause nothing. Now, those are just like the main questions that everybody asks me all the time or everybody want to discuss. Now, if you have that going on, as far as the parenting with the children of different ages, talking to your kids about the birds and the bees, the friendships that you have with your kids, or keeping up with the times, drop them comments. Let me know how you do it, how you handle certain situations and things like that. Because shoot, I would love to know. Like I said, parenting is is hard. It's trial and error. There's no rule book for it. So if everybody have their own ideas or whatever, or ways we can pull this shit together, then listen, I'm with it. I need to know what's going on. Another thing, I just feel like, depending on how you grow up, we focus on making sure our children have more opportunities and things that we had growing up. Especially if you didn't have like a great life. You want your children to have a great life. So you want different things for your kids. You make sure you need to make sure you're teaching kids things that you were never taught. It's things that I didn't know about, more about, that I wish I knew about. So it would have changed like my life. But whatever. Show them things that you didn't see coming up, that you learned later on in life, and it's like, oh damn, I wish I knew that. It just helps a lot. You need to show up for your child as an adult, as the adult you wish you had growing up. As if I had such and such mom, and I saw how her mom was doing things, and I personally didn't have that, I need to show up with that, with what I learned from such and such mom. But that's it. You need to love them the way that they need to be loved. Another thing, like growing up, Easter. Now, me and my husband grew up kind of different. Um, when I talk about different things, if I talk about Easter, and it's like, okay, they need new shoes, they need a new outfit during Easter break. And he's like, what? They just got shoes. I'm like, but they wore them already to school. They need to go back to school with new sneakers. He like, man, when I was coming up, you got one pair of shoes for Easter, and that was it. It just so happened this year, me and my kids went away before Easter, so they got shoes, for vacation because they ain't have any. And then when Easter break came, like a couple weeks later, they got Easter shoes. I'm like, you have to get Easter shoes, and he's like, that's crazy as hell. And I don't know if it was just how he grew up, or the age gap that we are. Because me, I was not going to school without no sneakers. And it was like my mom knew that. My mom knew she had to give me sneakers. It's like that's like plays a part in how I was raised. And I feel like, well, this is what I know. And he's like, man, listen. But then at the end of the day, of course, happy life, happy wife. Happy wife, happy life, however that goes. The kids got new sneakers. But it's just, I don't want my kids to ever feel left out. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you have to parent your children differently. Like, each of them different. Sometimes what works for Cassidy is not going to work for Kenai. Even though they're close in age, it's just not going to work. Kenai is just a different kid. She's like straight, mean, whatever. That's Kenny's kid. I always say that. But it's like you may have your children if you have more than one. If you have one, then like that's you was on to something then. Shit. You should have told me. But if you have more than one, what works for one child may not work for everybody else. So you really have to figure your children out. And one of the last things I want to say is, even if you don't have kids, if you're an aunt, just a godmom, not even just a godmom, I'm so sorry, but if you're an aunt, a godmom, those roles are important too. Those roles are so special to where sometimes you're that outlet that the kids can talk to. So it's like, don't be looking at it like, oh, I ain't a mom, I don't got to worry about that. Yes, you do. Because that child is going to come to you for something. You can be a big cousin. And that child can look up to you and just want to talk. And you just drop them jewels on them. Them hidden gems, you just drop them right on them. And they'll respect you. And it'll help the parent out so much more. But anyway, I got to go. Sherrod just got here. And he about to tell me all about his game. And that's about it. So, like I said, anything, just drop it in the comments that you want to say, or you want to tell me like welcome back or anything like that. Just drop it in the comments, and then tell me whether you can DM me or email me. and tell me what else you need, what you want to hear, and things like that. Now, I can't promise you I'm going to be here every week or every 2 weeks. I probably just do it once a month, but we'll see how this thing goes. Bye.